Hey everybody, Scout Crafty here again. It's Monday, Mishmash Monday. It is a cold, windy day here in the Northeast, and winter will not leave us easily. You know, it always has a couple of days that it likes to let you know I'm not out of here yet. And today's one of those days. A good day to sit in front of the fireplace with a good book, or up in my chair upstairs in front of the TV, watch some old movies. But a couple things I want to talk about today. We had some viewer gifts that were sent in over time. I wanted to get to them. Let's get to that real quick, and let's get started right away. Now I'm going to take these items as I got them, and I got this about a month ago, actually. Good friend of the show, Dean Collins. You remember him from the Route 66, Heart of Route 66 Automobile Museum over in Oklahoma. Well, Dean... he said, we were having a snowstorm here. He says, here's something to wash this. And I've been wanting to use this so bad, but my hose is frozen, obviously. And you see this? Ultimate Hose Nozzle. You see that? With a lifetime warranty. And I just took this out to look at it. I'm dying to try this out. Look at this. Look at the machining on this. It looks like something a machinist made. Look at that. How that turns out there. I can't wait to try this. Everything looks, you know, stainless steel, and I'm really excited to try this out. It says it's supposed to have like a fireman's nozzle. Looking forward to trying it. So thanks so much, Dean, and I'll let you know as soon as it warms up, we'll test this out. Okay, next up, my buddy Tom from Pennsylvania. You see him on the heading Rugs for You in the subscriptions, and Tom sent this. We were doing a lantern last week. We're going to be doing another lantern this week, another illuminated lantern. But this one here is an alcohol torch. And I like the alcohol because they're much safer to deal with than the gasoline inside. And this one here, it looks like it had a lot of use. And I can't wait to try it out. You know, it was brass. And the reason they made those flanges at the bottom, because that acted like a funnel when you're filling this up. So you fill it up here. And... the only thing it's missing here is one nut, and it's like an electrician's nut. You know, those skinny nuts, and I believe that one nut went here because I saw other examples of it. And then this is a little alcohol cup that would, that's how you get the flame started, as like a generator almost. So we'll be working. I want to get this to actually work because I do like alcohol torches, and this should be a fun little project to work on. And maybe we'll straighten that out. Somebody probably did that because they wanted a fan flame. So, but we'll see. We'll work on this. So, Tom, thank you very much. Great little project. Okay, next up, this beautiful, absolutely beautiful Buck and Hickman book comes from my good friend Reggie. Reggie on the road over in the UK. Heard me mention him a lot of times. Reggie and his wife, Debbie, and their beautiful dog, Charlie. You know, that's what's great. That's what I love so much about when you subscribe to a channel. And you don't just subscribe to a channel to see, like, you know, you subscribe to the person, you know, and you learn about their family. I swear it's like I feel like I know Reggie, and I'm sure Reggie feels the same way about knowing me. I'm sure a lot of you do, too. A lot of you feel like you know me. And if you ever ran into me, you know, you would know a lot about me. And that's where I feel like I love when you start a channel, because I can find out about you too. But this is Buck and Hickman. Reggie has a whole, actually a collection of these catalogs. This one here is from 1964, but he has them going way back. Now, Buck and Hickman was a supplier over in England. You've seen me do a review on the American Tool catalog they have. But they have to be among some of the best catalogs you've ever seen, because they're, first of all their illustrations are top-notch. Everything in here is just beautifully illustrated. The way it's set up, and you know, I could look through this catalog. I know Reggie does too, because I feel like I was born in the wrong era. And I could look through here, and it takes me back. Everything in this catalog, I could, if you know, I would buy. I love this. Is all high quality stuff, and especially all from the UK. And the UK had slightly different products than we had here. They had a lot of the similar products, but I swear that the UK always went an extra step in their fit and finish than a lot of our products here at the time. And then in the 1800s and the 1900s. We had a lot of European craftsmen come here and introduce our products that we have here, and that's why we had the competition. But look at the style. The UK always had, look at that wheelbarrows. Look at the style on it. It's just everything. And this is 64. You would think I'm looking at a catalog from the early 1900s. You know, the blowtorches that we were talking about. These, you know, like the Link alcohol torches and everything here, they had such style to their stuff in the UK. And that's why I was a big fan, you know, and I got into this whole machining hobby in making steam engines and things like that. And that's where it all originated from. I'm telling you, I can look through this catalog like Reggie does. We sit here and we just look through all different things. And then the front half of the catalog is a lot of parts and things like that. But really love this. I was looking through it already upstairs. I can't tell you, I'll wear this catalog out, you know, by the time I get through it. But Reggie and Debbie, thank you so much. What a fantastic catalog. Buck and Hickman. These things are gold over here because, you know, you don't find them in the U.S. You know, they're always overseas. So thanks so much for that. Okay, next up, about a week ago, I got this package from Jimmy and Lisa Campanella. And, you know, you remember Jimmy, he sent in the screwdriver set, that beautiful expanding screwdriver set a while back. And I was looking at this box. Oh, you know, that's not coming from Jimmy. But let me show you what's inside. Now, inside the box was this array of fantastic stuff. And let me tell you, Jimmy and Lisa's father, Richard Benedict, he was a tool collector like we are. And he liked miniatures like I do. And they were such beautiful things. I'm going to take these out and just show you real quick. But I want to tell you a quick story about how sometimes you feel like you know somebody. Like, I never met Richard, and yet I feel like I know him. Okay, so let's check out this awesome stuff. First of all, we sent one of the new Nicholson file handles, and these are the new ergonomic ones that they've been saying. I've been reading reviews. They're supposed to be really good because you take the insert, match it up to the type of file you have, and then place it in here, and it's supposed to lock it in. So we'll have to give this a try because, you know, there's nothing worse than having file handles popping off on you all the time. But now check out all these cool miniatures, okay? First of all, he's got a set of jack stands here. These are all miniature operational tools. This is an actual jack stand that you could see raises and lowers. You know, if you had a model car or something, you put it in. Here's an engine lift over here. See, an actual working engine lift with a hydraulic lift that they'll lift up, and you know, and you slide. Again, if you have model cars, this is all machined and really nicely made. You know, and Astro Pneumatic is the company that makes these. You could see here, and here's a miniature engine display stand. I didn't even take this out of the box. Let me get this out. I didn't even see so you can see this would be the engine stand. You see what it looks like when you put it together. You know, if you had it was probably a 1/6 scale, like the G.I. Joe scale of type of tools. And you can see here it's machine parts and has nylon wheels here that you would put in like this, and then it comes with all miniature hardware. You see this? That's not a regular screw. It's an actual miniature bolt that's turned down, and all these things go together, and you can make a diorama or something. And look at this other. Next up, sent this cool little vise, candy apple red. And this is actually a working vise. It's machined so that it will work. And the interesting thing is it has like Acme thread in there. It's not even like a pitch thread. So interesting. But this here has to be the cat's pajamas here. Look at that. This is a working, look at this. It's a working hydraulic. And here you release it. And see that? And then you could jack it up again and you could release it. It's a working jack, all machined out of aluminum. That is something else. Look at that. How long would it take to make something like this? You gotta love this kind of stuff. I love miniatures, and I think a lot of you do too. And lastly, they sent over this awesome sign. Look at this. This is like a I don't know. It's definitely a commercial sign. It's some kind of polyethylene or something. Really nice. It's raised lettering on here and all painted. Channel lock sign. This is just absolutely beautiful. Something great for the shop. So Jimmy and Lisa, thanks so much for sending that over. Even though I never met Richard, I'm sure that we would have had a lot in common, and I'm sure that he would get a kick out of seeing this on the channel. I know the rest of us really do appreciate it, so thanks so much for that. Okay, next up, you know, it's funny, I got 2 packages today. This was one of them, and you know, luckily we have subscribers all over the world, right? Israel, all the strangest parts you'd never expect. However, the funny thing is that I actually have a neighbor that is only a couple blocks away. John, Denise, and their daughter Lara. They only live a few blocks away, and it was funny. He happened to see one of my videos that I was showing on one of my walks or something. He says, "I know that place." So this is a good friend John, and they dropped this off at the house. And this is very interesting. I don't know if you ever seen these. This was a Sylvania metal arc, metal hydride lamp. Let me show you how interesting these are. These are the commercial lights. You'll see them a lot in commercial fittings and this is what they used to illuminate, like Home Depots, things like that. And this is a commercial light. And you can see here it's 175 watts, but would throw out a tremendous amount of power because that is a pressurized vessel in there. And this is a double housed glass housing. It's super heavy duty, but they are doing away with these because of the LEDs and things like that. But it required a ballast. You couldn't just plug this into your regular current. It required a ballast to get it up to light this up. But these were interesting, very interesting lights, very complicated. And this was what the commercial lighting was funny. But what's interesting is, I always found this interesting because we had these at work, and if you notice here it says turn lamp off a minimum of 15 minutes at least once a week. We never turned them off at work. They were on 24/7 for years until they changed them. But they needed, imagine that, they needed a cool down time, 15 minutes once a week. You know, it makes you kind of wonder, like, you know, 15 minutes once a week. Interesting. So John, Denise, and Lara, thank you so much for that. Very cool. Okay, last up, I got this big box from a good friend by the name of Paul Tomaszki, and he's out of New Jersey. I believe he's a fellow Polak. And Paul sent this great package, but before I show you what he sent, I have to show you the packing material because I just find that amazing. I find packing material very interesting. I'm not a fan of packing peanuts. Those things annoy me. First of all, they get over everywhere. If you're statically charged, forget it. You can't even get them out of the box. But look at this here. First of all, look at this. This looks like some kind of insulation. It's like, this is that same kind of material that is the space blanket, you know, the emergency space blanket. And it's got that, look at this. It's got a fiber. So this looks like it's kind of you could wrap something in here that had to be insulated. Really interesting. I don't know where Paul got this. Very interesting here. And this one here is another one. Same type. This is a paper, brown paper, right? You can almost hear how thick it's. And look, it's got some kind of insulation here. Again, some kind of fiber insulation. This is great. This is the kind of stuff that if you're going to pack something away, this is what you want to pack it in. Stuff like this. Really interesting. I wonder where these came from. Okay, so this is what Paul sent. He knows I collect lanterns, so he sent this vintage Paul Revere lantern. Now, we know the story of Paul Revere. For those of you who don't, Paul Revere was one of the founding Sons of Liberty here in the United States. And he's most famous for his midnight ride before the battles of Lexington, and he was the one that was saying the British are coming. You know, he kind of warned people, and so that's what he's kind of best known for. But in reality, he was an awesome silversmith, and he did that even long after long after the 1700s. His whole family, to this day, they still got Revere Silver Company. He made really nice. He was an engraver and a silversmith, and made some really nice silverware. So Paul Revere, he probably would have liked to hang out with us. So this is an LED lantern, and the funny thing is, Paul was laughing because he says, you know, I paid $2 for this. Brand new, $2 from a store called Buddy's Small Lots. And it's in New Jersey. I'll put a link here. And it looks like a pretty interesting store. They must have all different lots that they buy out and whatever. But here it is. There he is. There's Paul himself. They kind of added that lantern because I don't think Paul had the LED back then. But let's show you what this looks like. And here it is, a smart looking lantern, isn't it? And it's got that metallic finish. Although it is plastic, it looks like a metallic finish. It's got an LED bulb in there. I think this is a dimmer switch on here. And it uses 3C batteries, which we're going to install, which Paul was nice enough to actually include the batteries in separate packaging. So let's turn this on, hook it up, and see what it looks like. Very interesting lamp. Okay, we installed the batteries here, 3C batteries, and let's see what it looks like. Wow, look at that. That is amazingly bright. 4.5 volts is giving that kind of brightness out. That is pretty cool. Let's see what it looks like with the lights off. This is and it's dimmable. Very nice. Okay, the lights are off. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That is bright. I mean, this thing lights up. Let me back up and show you how much it lights up over there. That is really nice. I can't believe it's only 4.5 volts and it's throwing off that kind of light with a LED bulb in there. That is a nice looking lantern. You know, that's no joke, that little lantern. That's really cool. I didn't think it was going to throw that kind of light off. Buddy's Small Lots. So for $2, I don't know if they have any more. If you're in that area in Jersey, that'd be worth the trip to pick it up. But Paul, thank you so much for that. It's really cool. Okay, so in closing, special thanks to everybody for their over-the-top generous send-ins. Really appreciate it. And, you know, you really shouldn't, but I do appreciate it. And thanks so much. And we will get to that project Wednesday. We'll be getting to a restoration project and looking forward to that. I hope you have a great day, start of the week. Take care now. Bye-bye.